Voice of Rain, written by Walt Whitman, a wonderful poet. He has written wonderful poems which tells you about more of nature. Whatever you saw here, they are actually the reduced syllabus. The grammar and vocabulary, you need to concentrate on this. And the key points that you have to include when it comes to content. So grammar you will have in this section B for 7 marks. Reading skills we have, that is section A what you're talking about. So that is for 26 marks. A very warm welcome to all the young minds of class 11 CBSE. I am Dr. Shalini here, your English teacher at Prepschool. Today I'll be introducing the syllabus to you. What is there in your syllabus and what in all are you going to learn today? So let us see which are the books to refer, and we'll also be looking at the examination pattern and what kind of questions will be coming to you. Okay, so let us start with which are the books to refer. Okay, so you have two books here. You have Hornbill and you have Snapshots. Hornbill is something wherein you have lot of lessons, lot of stories, then you'll have poems, all these things. Whereas Snapshots, you read it for pleasure. It is a supplementary reader and you have lot of wonderful stories in Snapshots. Yes, this year you have lot of portions, but it is reduced now. Okay, I am introducing you to only the reduced syllabus now. That means what and all you are going to study only. With the exam point of view, whatever you are studying, only that I'll be introducing to you. So at first we'll understand about the Hornbill. This is a mix of the lessons and the poems. Okay, so you have wonderful lessons here. So I'll just introduce you to what each of these is. Okay, you have the names of the authors and poets also here, and this side you have the names of the lessons. So you will be reading about the portrait of a lady that is written by Khushwant Singh. This he writes about his grandmother. Fine. So the second one is written by Shirley Tolson, a photograph, which is a poem. So this you will be having in the session 1, that is in the coming sessions. So this photograph is written by this poetess and she writes about her mother who has already expired when she was 12 years old. So she writes about that. Then you have about voyage experience, that is written by Gordon Cook and Alan East. We are not afraid to die if we are dying together. So that is the complete statement. I have written only half of the name here. So we are not afraid to die. That is an account of voyage, what and all problems they encounter and how the family faces it and they survive the storms. Then you have Discovering Tut, the saga continues, and this is written by A.R. Williams. This is a lesson and you learn about an Egyptian king, the account of how he lived and all. So that you will be learning about in this lesson. Then you have the Laburnum Top. Ted Hughes has written this poem and this is a very interesting poem. So all these I'll be explaining to you as we go on into the sessions. Fine. So next you have the Voice of Rain, written by Walt Whitman, a wonderful poet. He has written wonderful poems which tells you about more of nature. Fine. So he blends that nature, the emotions expressed and all in his poems here. Then we learn about Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan, and we have The Adventure, written by Jayant Narlikar, the Indian author. Then we have Silk Road by Nick Middleton, which is very interesting. And at last we have this Father to Son, written by Elizabeth Jennings. So this is a combination of lessons and poems that is in Hornbill. In Hornbill, you have to learn about writing skills also. So which are the writing skills we are going to understand? We'll understand note making. Okay, note making is you'll be given a paragraph and you have to make important notes out of it, wherein you read the notes and you will understand what the para is all about. So that is note making. Then we have summarizing. Summarizing is just writing the summary, more or less like precise writing. So that is all about summarizing. Here also you will be given a paragraph and you will be asked to summarize that. Then you have subtitling. You will be given a very long paragraph and you need to give subtitles, means not the titles that are given in the movies and all, not that subtitling. You are going to give a side heading, not the main heading, the side heading for the paragraphs that are there in the whole essay. So that is subtitling. Then you also have this essay writing, how to write an essay, how to write an effective essay is what you're going to understand. Then we have this letter writing. This you have been doing it from a very early age, isn't it? So letter writing also you will be able to learn this year. And you have creative writing also. How effectively you can write, how can you write a very interesting creative writing you are going to understand. So we'll be learning these many writing skills from Hornbill book. Then we move on to the snapshots. So what is there in snapshots? The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. This is a story written by William Saroyan. So this is about two Armenian boys who are trying to tame a horse is what the story is about. Then we have the address written by Marga Minko, a very interesting story this is. Then we have Mother's Day by J.B. Priestley. Then we have Birth written by A.J. Cronin. And at last we have another Indian writer who has given a story to us, that is the Tale of Melon City written by Vikram Seth. So all these are very interesting lessons. Now whatever you saw here, they are actually the reduced syllabus. Fine. So if there are 10 lessons, they are reduced to 5. Okay, in Hornbill also there are many more that are reduced, but in the writing skills there is no reduction at all. You have to learn everything. Okay, apart from this you have much more to understand. So what is that? We'll understand about the examination pattern. So how is your question paper and what kind of questions you might expect. So that is what I'm going to tell you now. You have section A, B and C, the 3 sections you have in your question paper. So let us see what is there in section A. Section A, you have altogether, it is for 18 marks. Okay, altogether the section A is for 18 marks, and here you will have reading comprehension of the unseen passages. Okay, you will have at least 2 unseen passages, wherein the first unseen passage that will be either factual, descriptive or maybe literary. Yes, examples will be given to you after the syllabus is complete. Fine. So this can be any one of these 3 passages. Okay, so here you will be assessed for your understanding, comprehension, your understanding and also your interpretation. How do you interpret, then how do your interference also will be there, and also the vocabulary, because you may come across many words that are new to you. Okay, but still you need to understand that in this reading comprehension. So how well you can do it, how well you can infer the meaning when you read the context. So that is what we are going to assess you here. Then you will have another passage. Okay, there are totally 2 passages which you will have. One is a factual or descriptive or literary passage, what I told you. But the second passage what you have is actually the case-based passage. Something like statistical data, charts, like this. Actually, verbal or visual inputs will be given to you. Maybe a pie chart will be given, a bar chart will be given, or maybe some facts will be given. Facts in the sense, some inputs, the verbal inputs will be given to you. Based on that, you need to read the passage and you need to understand this. Fine. So there will be 2 passages, and please keep in mind both the passages, they come up to 600 to 750 words only. So the combined word limit, it will be around 600 to 750 words. Then here, what kind of questions can you expect? You can expect multiple choice questions, that is MCQs. Then you will have objective type questions. Objective type, maybe you will be asked to fill in the blank, or you will be asked to write the answer in only one word or maybe a phrase only. So this is objective type question, and you can expect multiple choice questions also. So this is about section A, the passage part. Fine. Then we also have this in section A. What is that? We have this note making also. Okay. So the both passages what you saw were for 5 marks each. That is for 10 marks. That is over. So now you have this for 8 marks. Fine. One is the note making. Then you have this summarizing. Fine. So this approximately 200 to 250 words combined word limit will be there. So note making, that passage will have a word limit. Summarizing also, that passage will have a word limit. So note making, you need to write it for 5 marks. So what is the breakup of the marks? You have title, that is for 1 mark, numbering and indenting, that is for 1 mark. You may put numbers or bullets, something like that. So you will be learning about note making. You need not have to worry. So about that also there will be that is for 1 mark. And you have key glossary. Probably you might have to give some glossary or something like that, or some key points. For that also you have it for 1 mark. And at last the notes altogether we consider it for 2 marks. So what are the main points you have considered? So those are the key points. Fine. So this will be explained to you how you have to make a note making. So that will be explained to you later. Then we have summarizing, which you have to do it in a word limit of 50 words. So this is for 3 marks only. So how is the breakup? The content is given 2 marks and expression is fixed for 1 mark. That means your vocabulary, everything will be considered over here. The grammar and vocabulary, you need to concentrate on this. And the key points that you have to include when it comes to content, because summarizing you need to include the main points. So leave out the main points, there is no point in summarizing. Fine. If you read that summary, you need to understand what the passage is all about. So that is summarizing. Fine. All these come under this section A. We move on to section B. As such, there is no grammar separately taught in your class 11 syllabus. But there are few things which you have to learn. What is that? That is tenses, clauses, which will have a gap filling kind of question. Okay. So gap filling means fill in the blanks kind of questions will be there, that will be given based on tenses and clauses, which will be taught to you in class. We are going to discuss about this. Then questions on reordering or transformation of sentences. So that also you will be given. So transformation of sentences you need to understand, means you may have to transform from a simple sentence to a complex sentence. So like that you will have to do a combination of that. Yes, we will be discussing about this transformation of sentences also in class. Fine. So this comes up for 7 marks. Fine. So this total 7 questions have to be answered out of the 8 questions given. Fine. So this is for 7 marks, that is section B. Fine. So grammar you will have in this section B for 7 marks. This is one part of it. What else do you have in section B? You will have creative writing also. Okay, so this comes up to 16 marks. So what do you have in this creative writing? You will have to write an ad. It is a short writing task. You will have to write an advertisement, that is classified advertisement, maybe up to 50 words you have to write. This is not there as a separate section in writing skills in your hornbill. We have to do it extra. Fine. So this is one out of the 2 questions you will have to answer. And how is the mark breakup? This is actually for 3 marks. For format, it is 1 mark. For content, that is the important points you include, that is for 1 mark. And at last, expression is for 1 mark. Expression, how professionally you express that ad, or maybe how formally you do it. So that is what carries 1 mark. Okay, so this short writing task, that is ad writing, is for 3 marks. Then we have one more short writing task, which is the poster writing. Fine. So poster writing, that also will be for 50 words and you have to write it for 3 marks. Here again, format 1 mark, content 1 mark, and also expression 1 mark. Here this also you have to answer 1 question out of 2 questions. Fine. So here you have a choice what kind of ad it is. Okay, you have a classified advertisement. Okay, you actually have 2 types of advertisement. One is classified, the other one is pictorial, wherein the picture speaks in the advertisement, but here it is different. Fine. I'll tell you more about it when we discuss about this in the class. So this comes up to 6 marks. Fine. So the previous thing what you saw in section B, that was for 10 marks, and this comes to 6 marks. And under section B only you have this writing a speech also, which you have to write it in 120 to 150 words. Okay, this will be done for this age appropriate, some contemporary topic will be given to you. You have to write a speech on that. So speech writing will be taught for you, and this you have to do it in 120 to 150 words. Usually try reaching the upper word limit. Fine. That means limit your speech to 150. Please do not exceed that. It may range between 120 to 150 words. Fine. So this is for 5 marks. You can see the marks break up here. Format, content, and expression. So this way there is a breakup of marks. And after speech writing you have to write a debate also. So some debate topic will be given, and based on some visual verbal inputs that will be given to you. So this is already briefed in the class. So some theme will be given to you, and here you have to answer any one out of the 2 questions given. So you can see the marks breakup over here. It is for 5 marks: format, content and expression. So this way you need to plan for your writing skills also. So all these are extra, and this will be taught to you in class. You need not have to worry. So let us move on to section C now. Section C is completely about hornbill and snapshots. Fine. So here we have to study using this hornbill as well as snapshots. And first we have the reference to context. It is also called as annotations. Okay. Hope you have come across this word. Annotation. This is like they give a dialogue, or maybe they pick up a stanza from the poem and they ask you to identify from where it is chosen and how it is written. So you have one poetry extract, it will be there. Out of the 2 you have to answer any one. From hornbill it will be chosen, and you will be asked few questions here, and you will be assessed for comprehension and how you interpret it, and also how do you appreciate it. You need to analyze and appreciate. Means you have to write about the poetic devices, the simile or metaphor, whatever it is used. So you have to write about that over here, the rhyme scheme and the inner meaning. All these you can write over here, which comes up to 3 marks. So 2 questions will be given. You need to answer any one of those. Then you have one prose extract. You will be given 2 prose extracts, but you have to answer any one. This is also for 3 marks. So how you do it for poem? Similarly, you do it for prose also. You need to write about the inner meaning, the hidden meaning. You need to read in between the lines, and you have to understand the inner meaning, and you have to do it. Then you have, this is hornbill. This is purely from hornbill. Both of these are from hornbill only. The last one is from snapshots. Okay, so here also you will be given 2 prose extracts. You need to answer any one, which is for 4 marks here. Okay, so this is for 4 marks. So this also you need to analyze, and you have to give the answer here. Fine. This was one part of section C. Other than this, you have short answer type questions also. You'll have to write 2 short answer type. You'll have to answer 2 questions, one from poetry, one from prose. You need to be clever enough to choose. You should know which is a question from poem, which is a question from the prose. So you need to answer any 2 questions, that is short answer type only. So here you will have it for 6 marks. 3 marks each, it is for 6 marks. Okay, so then you have one more short answer type question, that is from the book Snapshots. This is from hornbill, 1 poem, 1 poetry. This is from Snapshots, and this also is for 40 to 50 words, and which is for 3 marks only. Fine. So 50 marks whatever is there, that is for 3 marks only. Fine. So you have short answer type from hornbill as well as snapshot. Then you have one long answer. Okay, you need to answer one long answer only. This will be either from prose or poetry from hornbill. Okay, it can be a passage extract or it can be a poetry extract, and you will be asked a question. So based on the question, you need to answer it. Any 2 will be given. You need to answer any one. You can choose either prose or poem. You can choose and you can write it. And this is for 6 marks. Fine. Altogether, it's for 6 marks. And then you have a question from snapshots. Fine. The same thing, question from snapshots. You will answer it in 120 to 150 words, both the questions. And this is also for 6 marks. Fine. So both the questions are for 6 marks. 120 to 150 words whenever you answer, it will be either for 5 or 6 marks only. So this was section C. Now we'll have a total look at the question paper. So reading skills we have, that is section A, what you're talking about. So that is for 26 marks. Altogether it comes for 26 marks. Then creative writing is for 23 marks. Then we have the snapshot and this one, the hornbill, right? So that comes up to 31 marks. So the total of these 3 come to 80 marks, and you will have internal assessment also this year. Assessment of listening and speaking skills. So they come to 10 marks. You will be paired up and you can discuss and you can give the answer. We'll be briefing you about this whenever we are going to conduct that. Then you have internal assessment, which may be a project work or anything like that. That will be for 10 marks. Altogether, it is for 100 marks. Okay, so this is the breakup of marks for your question paper. So what do you have in internal assessment for listening and speaking skills? Listening, it is 5 marks. Speaking, it is for 5 marks. Again, you will have a project work. You have to do a documentary or something like that, or you may have to interview somebody. So something like that, we'll brief you about it. So that is for 10 marks. So this is all about the internal assessment. So this was just an introduction of the syllabus to you. So we have discussed this in the class also. So whenever I have to brief you about whatever skills I'm teaching you, so that time we can do it. Okay. So if at all you have any doubts, you can come back to me during the online classes. Okay. So take care. Please go through this, and any doubts you have, please mark it, and you can talk to me when you come to the class. So thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. See you soon.